Hi, I'm Andrea and I'm your Pilates instructor here at Grow. Before I start, I'd just like you to check with your healthcare practitioner that they're happy for you to start some Pilates moves. These are going to be beginners Pilates moves, which I'll take you through. I'm going to take you through a warm-up first, which is going to set you up perfectly for going into some of our beginners sessions. At the end of those sessions, you're going to feel invigorated. You're going to feel taller and stronger. And I know that you're going to be keen to come back and try some more of those beginners sessions that we've got lined up for you. After those sessions, when you feel confident, you may even want to move on to the intermediate level. I'm going to introduce you to breathing first, which is really good and really important within Pilates. And we'll incorporate that into our warm-up. So let's get going. I'm now going to introduce you to some warm-up moves for the Pilates classes, and at the end of this you will feel ready to move into one of those beginners sessions. We're going to talk about breathing first of all. It is important with Pilates, and as you go through different classes it will become much more natural, I promise. Some people do get a little bit worried to start with, but it really will become much more natural. Okay, so we breathe in through the nose, taking the air down to the bottom of the lungs, expanding the rib cage to the front and to the sides. And as we breathe out, you breathe out through pursed lips. And that just helps you engage your deepest core muscle, which is your transverse abdominis muscle. Big scary word, but we call it a TVA for short. Now, there are 4 layers of your abdominals, and that transverse abdominis muscle attaches at the front and at your spine. So it's a really good supporting corset for everything within, from our spine through our abdominals and everything there. So really, really good to breathe in and engage that transverse abdominis muscle, and then exhale through those pursed lips, feeling that contraction and a little lift up on the pelvic floor. So if you didn't know already, your core muscles, as we describe them, are like a box. And at the top you have your diaphragm, and at the bottom you have your pelvic floor. And that's why we also really work on our pelvic floor within Pilates as well. So you want to have a little contraction of that pelvic floor. I'm going to take you down, and we're going to incorporate some of the breathing into an imprint and release of the lumbar spine. So if you need a little block, you can have a block behind your head. I do. So you start with your spine neutral, which means you've got a lovely S shape in your spine. So you're going to inhale with your spine in neutral through the nose. Expand the rib cage. As you exhale, imprint your lumbar spine, and then come back. Inhale through the nose into the bottom of the lungs. Exhale, use your obliques to rock your pelvis back. We'll do that for a couple more times. So in through the nose, and exhale, imprint your lumbar spine. Okay, so we're just mobilizing our lumbar spine. So one more time. Inhale and exhale, rock it back just to get that spine moving. Lovely. I'm going to move on to something called hip release. I'm just going to move this way a little so you can see my legs. So this is just to warm up our hip sockets here. So as you inhale, let that left knee drop out to the side and straighten that leg away from you. And then you're going to drag it back in. Okay. Inhale, take the left away. Exhale, draw it back in. We're going to do 2 more on this side. You're keeping your hips nice and level, so you're having to use your abdominals here to do that, okay? Inhale, take that leg away. Exhale, take the leg in. Keep that right knee pointing up towards the ceiling the whole time, okay? Right, let's go on to the internal rotation. Now you're going to rotate your left knee in, pushing the foot away. Open out that hip and back up to the start position. Inhale the leg away and exhale. Draw that leg back up. 2 more on this leg. Inhale. I like to put my hands on my hips here because it helps me make sure I'm keeping them nice and flat and level. And you're having to use your tummy muscles to do that. So we're working our core here. Switching over legs. Drop the right knee out. Push the foot away. And then draw it back in. Inhale, that leg away. Exhale, draw it back in. 2 more before we rotate that leg in. So exhale, back in. 1 more. Inhaling, taking that nice air down to the bottom of the lungs. Right, let's rotate this knee in. Rotate the knee in. Open out that hip joint. You're taking your hip joint through its full range of motion. It's something we don't do very often, and it's really useful to do this. Inhale the leg away. Exhale, back up. And then 1 more. That's it, just mobilizing those hip joints nicely. I'm going to move on to something called hip rolls. So I've taken that block from behind my head. My legs are like train tracks. My spine is neutral. I'm going to roll up through my spine here, okay? So I take a breath in to prepare. As I breathe out, I'm going to rock through my imprint and lift up to a nice full bridge, okay? I'm going to lengthen my knees away, and then I'm going to massage my spine back down. Such a lovely feeling. I love this one. Okay, breathe in through the nose. As you breathe out, rock back through your pelvis. Squeeze your glutes and lift up to a bridge. Inhale, lengthen the knees away. Exhale, roll down through those vertebrae, massaging your spine. We'll go for a couple more. Inhaling, exhale, roll through. Try and feel that you're lifting one vertebrae at a time. And as you melt them down, you're placing one down at a time. It's a really good way to articulate through your spine. Let's do 1 more. Inhale, exhale, roll up and lift through. Okay. Inhale, lengthen those knees away from you. Exhale, rolling down, massaging those vertebrae through. Okay, lovely. We're going to move on onto your hands and knees. I've got some nice moves here. So onto your hands and knees, wrists are under shoulders, spine is in neutral, neck is aligned with your thoracic, knees are hip distance apart. Let's go for some protraction and retraction of those shoulder blades. As you inhale, feel like you're pushing the mat away. As you exhale, contract and retract those shoulder blades, okay? Inhale, push the mat away. Exhale, retract the shoulder blades. It's a really good thing to try and connect to those muscles that work your shoulder blades, because they work separately to the rest of the spine. Inhale, pushing the mat away, and exhale, retracting those shoulder blades. It's a smaller movement than you might actually think. We're trying to avoid going into the cat stretch. Okay, so we're just looking at moving those shoulder blades. That's nice. Now we've mobilized those. We're just going to do something called spine release here. You're going to take your left hand, okay, and you're going to thread, it's like thread the needle. You're going to thread this through. You're going to bend that supporting arm, and you're going to look towards your fingers. And then you're going to come back and place the hand back down. So it's an inhale to prepare, and an exhale, rotate through, getting a lovely rotational stretch here. And inhale and exhale to return. Let's go for 2 more on this side. So rotate through. And then return. And then 1 more on this side. So rotate through, bending that supporting elbow, looking towards your fingers, feeling a really lovely stretch there. I'm just going to do it on the other side. So we've got 4 more to do. Lift the right hand, bend through, rotate. Ooh, it's a very nice feeling, this one. And then return. Okay, inhale, prepare, keeping that abdominals lifted, keeping the pelvic floor lifted, exhaling away. 2 more on this side. Inhale, exhale, rotate through, looking towards your fingers. Feeling that really nice rotational stretch through the spine. 1 more. Inhale, exhale, return. And we're going to finish with the cat stretch, which is another lovely stretch here, okay? So you're going to lift the middle of your spine up towards the ceiling. So inhale to prepare. Everything starts neutral. Exhale. Lift up towards the ceiling, flexing through the spine. Inhale, try and increase that flexion, which is lovely. Exhale, soften back through the spine, rippling back to neutral. Again, inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, increase that stretch. Exhale, soften back through, opening out the glutes. Okay, couple more. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift. Squeezing the glutes, letting the head drop down. Inhale, exhale, soften back, coming back to neutral. We're going for one more. Inhale, exhale, lift, inhale, and exhale to soften back. We're going to sit you back into what's called a shell stretch now. Take the arms down, release the pressure in the spine, take a breath in as you breathe out. Bring yourself back up. So I've taken you through a warm-up now, the beginner's warm-up, and you'll be ready to move on to one of those beginner's sessions. You've mobilized your joints, you've mobilized your vertebrae and articulated through those vertebrae, and you should be ready now to move on. In this session today, we're looking to help align and balance those muscles. So a bit of a total body reset, and we have a really nice glute challenge at the end. So I hope you enjoy this. We're going to be starting lying down, and we're starting with our ab prep exercise. I use a small block behind my head, and if you feel more comfortable with one, it's absolutely fine to use one. So I'm going to lie down with my feet on the mat. My knees are hip distance apart, and my spine is in neutral. So I've got that little gap behind my lumbar spine and my little block behind my head. So our ab prep exercise is like our building blocks, one of our building blocks for exercises that as you go through Pilates repertoire and onto more advanced exercises, it gets linked up with other exercises. So it's a really nice one to have a go at each time. So we'll start, when we inhale, again, we're dropping our chin down, so we're lengthening the back of our neck. And as we exhale, flexing up and forward, so we're keeping our spine neutral here, okay? So you can just slide your fingers behind your spine. Inhale and stabilize, so flattening the abdominals, and exhale, controlling it down again. So it's just a progression on from our warm-up exercises, this one. So inhale, head nod. Exhale, flex up and forward, looking towards your knees, flattening those abdominals. Breathe in and breathe out to lower. So keeping that pattern going, head nod. Slide your ribcage towards your pelvis. Inhale to stay. Exhale down. And again, head nod. Flex up and forward. Inhale to stabilize in neutral. And exhale down. We'll go for two more. Head nod. Flexing forward. Stabilizing and controlling it down. So one more. Inhale. Exhale up. Inhale to stabilize. And exhale down. Okay, so that little forward flexion there, just of your upper thoracic spine. We're going to try some toe taps now, so slightly different here. We're going to flex your legs up into the tabletop position, imprinting your lumbar spine. So you go one leg at a time to keep your spine safe. So toe taps are where one leg goes down at a time, as it describes, basically tapping the toes down. You're looking to keep that lumbar spine imprinted the whole time. You're exhaling as you tap down and inhaling as you lift. So inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So you keep the knee bent. You're not actually extending the leg away, as you would with a leg extension. We're just looking to hinge at the hips. It's a challenge on the abdominals, it's a challenge on the obliques, because you're offsetting your balance here by taking one of your levers away from you. Let's go for 4 more. So 4 and 3. Exhaling down, 2 and 1. Inhale. Then to come out of the position, just place one foot down at a time. Okay, so we're going to do some spine curls. So I'm just removing that block from behind my head. Just to change the variety and the feeling of this muscle, I'm going to move it to having my arms above my head this time. So I'm lengthening through my torso. So I'm still starting with my spine in neutral. Inhale to prepare, and then exhale, roll back through and lift up to that bridge position. Inhale, lengthen those knees away from you, and then exhale, melting down through your spine. Just going to move here so you can see me a bit better, okay? Arms up above my head. Inhale, exhale, roll through the spine, and then lengthen those knees away from you, and then melting down all through those vertebrae. It might feel a bit different doing it with the arms above the head. You might feel like a little bit more tightness there in the spine. Lengthen those knees away and just massage those vertebrae down. A lovely feeling. Inhale, exhale, roll up and through. Squeezing your glutes at the top. Inhale and exhale. Rolling back down. Let's go for 2 more. Inhale, exhale, roll up through the vertebrae. Lengthen the knees at the top, and then try and feel like you're placing one vertebrae before the other as you roll the spine down. So we've got 1 more. Breathe in, breathe out, roll up and lift. Inhale to stay, and then exhale, melting it all down. Okay, I'm going to bring the arms down by my side now. We're going to move on to something called leg circles. Okay, so I'm lengthening my legs out, and I'm going to take one leg up towards the ceiling. So our focus here is to try and keep those hips as level as possible. And as you inhale, you circle the leg across the body. And as you exhale, you circle the leg back round. So inhale, circling across the body, and exhale, circling away. We're going to go for 5 in each direction. Inhale and exhale. So we're trying to relax the shoulders, and we're also keeping those hips as level as possible. I like to put my fingers on the front of my hips just so that I can feel if they're rocking from side to side. Now, I'm reversing the circle now, so I'm going to go out as I inhale, and then exhale across the body again. If you feel your hips are rocking from side to side, you can reduce the size of the circle. So just make smaller circles. If that feels really uncomfortable on your spine as well, you can bend the knee, so taking some of the pressure out of the hamstring. So those would just be smaller knee circles. Just finishing off the last leg circle. And up, then bend the knee. Slide that leg away from you and switch over legs. Bend the other knee. I'm going up with my left this time. So inhale across the body and exhale. Circle it away. Going for 5 in each direction. Much harder than it looks, I'm sure you'll agree. Challenging those obliques. Inhale and exhale. Relaxing the shoulders. And last one, and then we're going to change direction. Okay, there we go, let's change. Inhale and exhale across the body. Again, keeping those hips nice and level. There we go, 3, 2 more. Excellent. And last one of those. Bend the knee and slide that foot away from you. I'm going to bring this block back behind. Going to do some obliques now. So we're really challenging our abdominals. We're going to work our obliques, the ones down the side, which are like you have internal and external obliques. So I'm going to support the head with my hands and my feet are flat. I'm literally going to flex up and forward on my inhale, and then as I exhale, I'm going to rotate, trying to bring my shoulder towards the opposite knee. Again, inhale back through the center and exhale to the other side. Inhale through the center and exhale, rotate. Trying to avoid bringing the elbow forward. Sorry, we'll have to... I need some water. Just good to grab that water when you need it. Back to obliques. There we go. Supporting the head with the hands again. Let's continue. So exhale to rotate. Inhale to center. Exhale, rotate. That's it. Keeping that pattern going. And moving across, bringing your shoulder towards the opposite knee. That's it. A really nice challenge for those obliques. We'll go for 4 more. 4, 3, and 2. Good, and 1. Inhale back to center. Exhale, resting back down. Let's go over onto your front, okay? So, we're going to do a little bit of cat stretch. So, wrists are under shoulders, knees are under hips, spine is in neutral, abdominals are engaged. Trying to keep your neck in line with the thoracic. So we're going to go from the middle of the spine, okay? So you're going to inhale to prepare. As you exhale, lift the middle of the spine up towards the ceiling, squeezing the glutes and letting that head drop right down there. Inhale there. Exhale, ripple back out to neutral. And again, inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift from the middle of the spine. Create that lovely flexion, squeezing the glutes. Inhale and imagine someone's punched you in the tummy and you're lifting the middle of your tummy up towards the ceiling. Exhale. Soften back. Let's go for 3 more. So inhale there. Exhale, lift the middle of the spine. Head's dropping down. Glutes are squeezed. Inhale. Exhale. Returning. And 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Creating that lovely flexion through the spine. And returning. And 1 more. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift. Flex up towards the ceiling. Inhale to increase that stretch even further. And exhale as you soften back to neutral. Okay. Going to go down onto your front. Breaststroke prep 1. So your forearms and your hands are just resting onto the floor. Your abdominals are engaged. You're pulling them back from the mat. You're stabilizing those shoulders. And it's just a small movement of the upper thoracic spine. Okay. So as we inhale, we lift and we try and lengthen. Our bottom rib stays in contact with the mat the whole time. And as we exhale, you control it back down again. Inhale to lift. Trying to switch off the glutes. That's it, but keeping those abdominals engaged. Exhale. Down. Inhale, lift. drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale down. Lifting up on that pelvic floor. Inhale to lift. We're making sure that we don't overextend the neck by trying to look forward. We're just looking slightly in front. And down. And one more. Inhale to lift, keeping that bottom rib in contact, trying to switch off the glutes. And exhale, controlling it down. So we're going to stay in this position for a minute, and we're just going to work a little bit more challenging on the shoulders here. We're going to be sliding the arms forward. If you wanted to increase the intensity, you could actually have the hands just hovering off of the floor. But let's start with the hands down to start with, okay? So in your breaststroke prep 1 lifted position, your bottom rib is in touch with the floor the whole time. Take a deep breath in there and slide the hand forward and back. And repeat on the left. Slide that hand forward on the right. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. Slide and retract. Now, as I said, if you wanted to make it more challenging, you can float the hands off of the floor. Inhale. Still focus on keeping those abdominals engaged, so they're pulling back away from the mat. But you're really challenging through your shoulders here. All those lovely stabilizing muscles for your shoulder blades. We'll go for one more. Left arm. Inhale here and then exhale. Controlling it back down again. Let's sit back into a shell stretch. Releasing that pressure. There we go. So inhale. Releasing that pressure you've just been building up. And as you exhale, stacking yourself one vertebrae at a time back up. Lovely. Okay, let's go on to some side lying leg work. This is your glute challenge that we're coming for here. So I'm going to lay down and support my head with my hands. Now, I'm going to have my legs straight this time. Okay, so I'm just maneuvering. So my hips are stacked. My shoulders are stacked. And my waist belt is pulled in. My eye gaze is straight in front. With my legs straight and my toes pointing, so I'm plantar flexing, I'm going to inhale and I'm going to reach that top leg up high. And then as I exhale, I'm going to flex the ankle and squeeze that leg down. Okay, so I'm going to inhale to lift and hover and exhale to flex and lower. We're going to go for 10 of these. So inhale to lift and exhale to squeeze down. Inhale, lift. And exhale, squeeze. And that's 5. The whole time we're still keeping our waist belt pulled in so we're not sinking down into the mat. And there we're going for 4. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 3. Last 2. So keeping that eye gaze in front of you. Keeping those hips stacked, that's the last one. So the next movement is you're going to lift that top leg, join it with the bottom leg, and then they both come down together. So it's an inhale to lift that top leg, then both legs join, and then they lengthen down together. So feel that you're creating length out of the hips as you lower those legs down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift that top leg. Bring the bottom leg to join it and lower them down. 5 more. Good. And 4. And 3. Last 2. This is that challenge I told you about. Okay, the last one on this side, we're going to do some leg circles from here. So you're going to circle the leg out and do ensure it goes behind you as well. So it's an inhale and an exhale. You're going for 5 in each direction. Inhale and exhale. 4, 5, and now we're going to reverse it. So inhale, exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Good, and that last one, 5. How does that feel on your hips and your glutes? That's a strong one. Okay, we're now going to do the other side. So we're going to switch round. We've got those straight leg lift to do first. So hips are stacked, waist belt is pulled in, shoulders are stacked. You're going to lift and point and then flex and lower, squeezing down. Lift and point and flex and lower. Going for 10 of these. 3, so keep that waist lifted. 4, 5, that's it. 6, well done on this challenge. 7, 8, 2 more of this one. 9, and 10. So the next one, lifting that top leg, bring the other leg to join it and lower them down together. So inhale to lift and point, exhale they join and squeeze down 2. Inhale, lift, exhale, squeeze down for 3. So really feel like you're lengthening through your hips all the way down your legs. 4. Still keeping your waist lifted at the side. 5. 6. Are you feeling that challenge in the side glutes there? A few more. Really strengthen those legs. Couple more. Lift. Both legs join and lower, and 1 more. Now that final challenge of those leg circles. So floating that top leg off. Inhale and exhale. Circle for 1. And 2. 3. Oh, I can really feel it now. 4. 5. So we're trying to create nice, fluid, smooth circles. Feel like you're painting a circle on that back wall with your toes. So I've reversed it. And there we go. 3. I'm going behind the body as well as in front. Good. And 1 more. Oh, that's it. Excellent. Okay. A real glute challenge there. Well done. Okay. So one area we haven't really worked too much today is our arms. So we're going to do a little variation of the press up here. So you're going to do a bit of a diamond press, okay? If this is new to you and you feel that this is a little bit too much of a challenge, have your knees underneath your hips. So you've got a bit of a box position here. My hands, I'm creating into a diamond shape. My fingertips and my thumbs are touching. I'm going to inhale as I lower and exhale, push. Okay, inhale, lower, exhale, push. So we're going to go for 10 of these. If you feel that that's too easy and you want a bit more of a challenge, you can take the knees back so you're trying to create a straight line through the body. Again, inhale, lower, exhale, push. Inhale, lower, exhale, push. You can also take the hands out so they're underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lower, Exhale, push. Inhale, lower. Exhale, push. 4 more. Lower, keeping a nice straight line through the body. In and couple more. Trying to keep those shoulder blades suckered to the back of the rib cage. Then you're going to sit yourself back into a nice shell stretch. Back onto your heels. Take your arms down by your sides. Release off that pressure in the spine. Take a breath in. And then breathe out, stacking one vertebrae at a time back up. We're going to come to standing and just finish with some roll downs. So tuck the toes under. Walk yourself up. And you're uncurling. So standing with your feet and your knees hip distance apart. Your eye gaze straight in front of you. You're going to inhale, and then as you exhale, drop the chin and roll down. Let the arms hang heavy and the head hang heavy. A little softness in the knees. Inhale at the bottom, and then as you uncurl, you're stacking one vertebrae at a time back up, drawing those shoulders back and down and letting that eye gaze straight in front of you. And again, inhale, exhale, rolling down. A little softness in the knees. Let your head hang heavy. Feel that lengthening of the back of the hamstrings. Inhale at the bottom. That's it, and uncurl. There we go. Head coming up last, and we'll go for one more. Inhale, exhale, roll down. There we go. Inhale with a little softness in the knees. Exhale. Uncurl, stacking one vertebrae at a time back up. We're going to just do a few shoulder shrugs here as well. So we're going to lift them up. Lift your shoulders up towards your ears and then drop them down. Lift and drop them down. Slide them back down the back of the rib cage. And one more. That's it. And you've got your shoulders where you want them for the rest of the day. And you're all done for today.